where you want it.
Bay 12, please.
Hello there, Turtle fans, and welcome back to another Bay 12 video review. And today is a special one. This is one we've been wanting to get to for a while, but I couldn't do it without my Mikey. Couldn't do it without my Mikey. Yeah, and I knew this was one that you wanted to be a part of, so that's part of why it took us so long. We've actually been sitting on this figure for months, waiting to review it, but we just couldn't get the timing right until now, so we're set up in our new studio space, and we are bringing you part one of a two-part video of the last Ronin reviews. Now, there will be more to come. Supposedly, we are getting more last Ronin figures in the future, but for now, we have the armored version of the last Ronin and the unarmored version of the last Ronin. So this video is going to be part one of that review, featuring the armored version of the last Ronin, and then part two of this video review is going to be the unarmored version. And the reason we're doing it in two parts rather than just both figures in one video is because between the two of us, this video could probably go really long.
It could go a while.
So we're gonna do our best to keep it short and sweet, but at the same time, there's a lot of cool things to talk about with these figures. So that's why it's gonna be two videos instead of one video. Plus, we get to focus on the figures just a little bit better that way. So, first things first, the packaging. I'm gonna let you take this one, because you're the turtle fan here.
So right off the bat, you got this awesome cover work.
So is that one of the comic covers?
That is one of the comic covers. I think that is one of the variant covers.
Very cool. I love all the artwork. NECA did a really good job getting a lot of that artwork on this packaging.
Words and things on the back, with a few pictures that show where you can display certain items. Not very well. You have to use your imagination when you actually go posing this stuff.
Well, that's the best part about an action figure. Using your imagination with it, I would say.
The inside has this awesome shot. Just the full turtle. Then again, you just got the full turtle right there next to it.
I always think that's weird about...
It's weird
NECA does that with their box pieces, because, I mean, you and I collect a decent amount of NECA pieces, or have collect. I mean, I don't collect a ton of NECA anymore. I used to collect a lot of it. But the past few years, when they've switched over to this style of packaging for a lot of their products, I always thought it was weird that on the inner flap of all of the packaged figures like this
was a picture of the figure
right next to the figure. I don't know why they do that. I mean, it's still neat, but at the same time, I feel like that space could be better utilized for maybe more bio or art.
To give you the visual confirmation as you open it and look at it.
I guess. I mean, but you get to see it. It's right there. You know? I don't know. I always thought it was kind of weird.
Well, no, I mean, you can be like, check to make sure. Oh, does he have both hands? Yeah, both hands are there.
Yeah.
Both
okay. That's fair, I guess.
Like a little checklist, little guide, in case you're just not willing to check yourself.
Not totally sure.
Yeah.
Well, as a longtime Turtle fan, I know this was a very big deal for Turtle fans because Kevin Eastman...
Very big story, because not only Kevin Eastman, but Peter Laird came back together to work on this. And I don't know if they had like a huge falling out or if it was just differences back in the 90s. They definitely went their ways. And having them both back together on this project was awesome.
And from what I hear from fans, it made for a really, really great story.
It made a great story.
I mean, it's all Turtle fans have really been talking about the past year.
Yeah.
Is The Last Ronin. And slowly but surely, product is starting to catch up to it. Even Playmates has put out a really good Last Ronin figure recently, which we will be getting to at some point. So stay tuned for that review as well. I think that will be another Bobby Mikey double team on that one. I really do like this so far. I think this is going to be a lot of fun. What do you guys think? Do you want to see more double features where it's not just me, it's somebody else with us? Because Mike and I have been talking about doing more content together again like we used to do with our live Facebook content. So let us know in the comments. And what's one of your favorite moments from The Last Ronin? And is this a figure you were also looking forward to? Anyway, that's pretty much it for the packaging, so let's get him out. So, here he is.
Out of the package.
He's looking really nice. I love this design for him. It's weird seeing, aside from the trench coat looking, you know, and weird crossover outfits and things like that, seeing a turtle character like this in full armor. But it's also a really cool look.
I love it.
I dig it.
This is just perfect. Like, detail is there. It's very, very comic accurate. Just Neca does it again. In my opinion, they do really great turtle stuff. Okay, so let's talk about the articulation and whatnot. We'll go over the features.
He is fully articulated.
You got this swivel head. Arms do move better than that, but we're not going to do anything without the hot water treatment.
And why aren't we going to do anything before the hot water treatment?
Always want to treat NECA's figures with the hot water treatment first before you go playing with it, because their plastic is like just really stiff when it's new. And a lot of people just get all excited. Oh, I want to play. They snap a leg and they're like, oh, what did that happen?
Yep.
You didn't water treat it.
It happens all the time. So for that water,
NECA, you always want to heat treat your figures.
so that what that water treatment is, guys, is it's super simple. Take a pot or some big water vessel, heat up some water. You don't want to quite get it boiling, but you don't want it warm either. You want it somewhere in between. You want it nice and hot, and then dunk your figure or your joint that's a little too tight in there for maybe 20 seconds or so, and that should loosen it up just enough for you, and you'll be able to move your joints.
Loosen it up, the joints, the first time, then you can loosen them up enough to where you don't have to do that every time.
Right.
You need to do it at least at one time.
Yeah, and it'll reduce your risk of snapping or breaking your piece. Right. It happens all the time, and NECA is the most notorious for it.
That it's, the joints are pretty squeaky, so.
Real tight, yeah. They're very tight.
Back to articulation, whatnot. Legs.
Hips, double jointed knees, ankles, all that good stuff. Does it have
little rockers.
Does it have toe joints?
No toe joints.
No toe joints. Okay. NECA doesn't usually do that for theirs. NECA doesn't usually do toe joints.
They do it for their aliens, I think. Also the hands swivel because you can swap out for different hands, obviously.
Yep. Articulated wrists, double articulated elbows.
So that's pretty much it for articulation. Also, yeah, there is in the waist.
Now, before we start showing off all the different swappable hands and poses and stuff, he does come with a swappable head. So we have just the classic, just regular head without the hood, with, of course, the bandana. Oh, the hood comes off? I thought that was just part of that head.
You can change the bandana designs because there's also another bandana.
Oh, that is so cool. So we have two bandanas.
Head sculpts, but you can change out the bandanas on the head sculpts.
Okay. I like that a lot.
Pretty cool looking try at that.
I had no idea it did. I just thought the hood was part of that head.
Come off for a specific reason, and it's kind of a tricky one. It's for one of the accessories.
Oh, the goggles, very cool.
The goggles are very hard to get on, obviously, because you got a tiny little spot. Now you could do it to where how it is in the comics, where he mostly just has them hanging down over his neck,
around his chin.
But I like the comic look where he's actually in charge mode.
He's got the goggles on.
Goggles on.
Those look sweet.
So on the back of the hoodie, I don't know if you can see that or not.
There's a small peg.
Small peg in there.
So that's where the bandana plugs in.
Plugs into where the bandanas go. So kind of just holding that into place.
Oh, dude, that is such a cool look.
Snip in, and there he is.
I love that.
Full charge mode.
Yeah.
He makes his assault on the compound.
I like that a lot. That's very cool. All right, so he also comes with quite a few accessories. We'll set him there. Okay, so swappable hands. He's got these opened hand gestures for both his right and left. These gripping hand gestures for both his right and left. Nunchucks, because he is Mikey, but he only comes with one pair. He comes with one of each of the 4 weapons. One bow staff. I mean, Donnie only had the one. He didn't actually have a pair of weapons. one sai, one katana with the sheath, one baton, or tonfa, I think is what that's also called, and this really cool grapple claw with string goods rope. That is really cool. The soft goods rope is very, very nice. It feels nice too.
It's very good.
You also get what looks like some kind of
smoke pellet. I'm assuming.
Oh, is that what that is?
I'm assuming that's like a smoke pellet.
It looks like a thermal detonator from Star Wars to me,
Yeah,
kind
it
of. You get 4 of these little throwing stars. And it's my understanding that just about all of these accessories do attach to the figure in some way all at once. So let's go over that.
Well, let's start with the back weapons. Because if you'll notice, you have these 2 slots. So the first tiny slot, that's going to be for your bow staff.
Okay.
And don't try to feed it in through the top, feed it to the bottom.
And why feed it through the bottom?
Just to prevent from stressing the plastic.
Oh, okay. So less stress on the plastic if you feed it through the bottom.
Right.
Okay. Katana, I guess.
Katana, you feed in through the top. Should have been showing y'all that.
There we go.
And you can push it all the way down, or you can stop right there. Doesn't matter.
I guess it's up to your preference as far as that point.
And that's it for his back weapons.
Okay.
Let's put his little warrior goggles back on. Just have it dangle. You have to really make sure that clips in. There it is.
Very nice.
So that's those weapons.
Where does the baton go?
Supposed to go right there,
Okay.
but that plastic is really tiny, and I don't see how it's even remotely possible.
What about that more squarish spot on the back?
That's actually where the nunchucks go.
Oh, okay.
So, from what I've been told, yes, basically the top is supposed to go right there, but the hole is just way too small. But there's other weapons you can use for that spot anyways.
All right.
So yeah, you could just do the tonfa and the big hole right there, like that.
Yeah.
And then put the nunchucks in the smaller hole.
Yeah.
It still works.
Let's do that.
Technically, the comic is, that's how it works. Chain goods on the nunchucks.
Very nice.
I appreciate that a lot more because on the movie line figures, they put that wiring on the nunchucks.
And those break easily.
So easily.
Yep. They look good though.
They do. I love the Neca line. The movie line's great. See, it's a little.
Here, just try putting in just one of the sides and just let the other one dangle. There you go.
You could do it like that. Or you just have it kind of dangling off the back. That should fit into that. And then all his weapons are stored on the back.
Very cool. All right, where are we putting the sai?
So the sai has a spot up here in the front. But there's also a special reason. I'll go ahead and put it there just for now. So when I first got this figure, I couldn't figure out how to dangle the rope on his belt. And then it just dawned on me. I was like, oh wait, I get it. Okay, now we got that claw with the string rope straightened out. Neat little trick that I learned to this. Take it, kind of wrap it around your finger. I like that. Gives it that bunched up look.
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, put this. Okay. Cool.
Where is it? There you go.
Oh, that's awesome.
There it gives it the look. Because in the comic, that's how it dangles on his belt.
So he bunched it up, put the side through it, and into the holster. That's really cool. That's an awesome look, dude.
So now he's all geared up and ready.
Okay, so what about his throwing stars? Do those store on him anywhere?
They do not, actually.
That's kind of a shame. And neither does his smoke pellet, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's interesting.
I mean, I guess you could probably store his... Let's see.
I don't see where you would store his throwing stars.
Yeah.
Well, that's okay.
It would have been cool if one of the pouches had maybe been like a hollow pouch. You could just pull them out.
Well, that's easily got to be one of the coolest turtle figures I've ever seen.
This was probably my figure of the year last year.
Yeah.
This was easily one that just topped the list for me. It was... When they announced it, I was ecstatically happy because I was just loved the comic. The comic was so good. They kept you going because it took, what was that, a year and a half for the whole series to end?
Yeah, it actually took quite a while.
5-issue story, and you're waiting a year and a half to get that conclusion. It kept you in there, and it's a great story. I'm not even going to spoil it because you really need to just go read it. It's amazing. You can get the paperback, is it the paperback? It's a hardcover?
I think they did both trade paperback and hardcover. I think they did both. Yeah.
Both are out now, so definitely order it if you can. And there's a new follow-up series, The Lost Ronin Lost Years, which is really good.
And that just started, actually. So Last Ronin Lost series just started hitting shelves this week while we're recording it. So whenever this gets posted, probably 2 weeks. So last week, depending on when you're watching this. So hit up your comic book shops now, see if you can't find issue 1 for the next installment of The Last Ronin, because that story is continuing. And if you haven't read the first part of it, we highly recommend that you do. I will probably be reading it here very soon because I've been looking forward to it myself, and because turtles are awesome. You know, turtles are really cool, and we love turtles here on Bay 12. So, guys, stay tuned for more turtle reviews. Stay tuned for part 2, where we will be reviewing the unarmored version. I was trying to think of the word there, like armorless, something like that. Anyway, stay tuned for that video. Like and subscribe, follow us on social media, and check out our live sales that we do here on our Bay 12 YouTube channel. And in case you're local or in town visiting us, make sure you come check us out inside the Shops at Willow Bend Mall in Plano, Texas, inside Order 66 Multiverse. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. Cowabunga, dudes.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.